Thank you, Mitch. And I'll start sharing my screen and get into the demo of submitting the technical assistance semi-annual report. And Mitch, can you confirm that you are seeing my screen?
I see it. Yep. It's the landing page for the portal.
Yes, thank you, thank you. So first thing is when you log in, and I did not hit send on the chat, but after we finish the demo, I'll put the link to the portal inside the chat. You will be dropped onto this page. We have two different links. We have one link that ends, if you're looking up at the URL box, it ends with CARES Act /S/. If you have that link, it'll drop you to here, and then you will click dismiss, and then you'll click on the SSBCI portal green tile towards the bottom. And once I click this, you'll see the link or the URL change up top, and it changed to the one that has the SSBCI homepage. If you do have this link, which I have in the chat, and I'll press send once I'm done with the demo, this is the page that you will be dropped on. First thing you do is you find technical assistance program reports. And if you click on that, that takes you inside of the portal where you're going to see your TA semi-annual reports. Now, this is my testing environment, so you won't see as many reports as I have here. But once you're inside of here and you're ready to work on your semi-annual report, you come over to the right-hand side, and you're going to click the blue pencil icon. If you are outside of the reporting window, this icon is going to be a light blue. So if it's prior to it opening or after that's closed, you're going to see a view icon. But if you're inside of the reporting window or the submission window, then you will have the blue pencil that you can click onto to get inside of the semi-annual report. Once you're inside, some of you may notice that this looks very similar to the capital program reporting. We mirrored that exactly and just switched over to the TA. So your navigation is going to be the same, where you have your sections that you can jump to on the left-hand side. Then you also towards the bottom have a navigation option by choosing back if you're on the last page, or back and next if you're on any of the inside pages. On the right-hand side, we have a widget, which is going to show the status of your report. It's also give you a jurisdiction name. It's going to give the reporting period. It's also going to give the deadline for submitting your semi-annual report. We're going to jump back over to section 1. There are a few things in here. The first thing that probably jumps out to you is going to be the red text. And this gives you what the award period is. And the current one is going to be April 1 through September 30. It's also going to give you the submission window, which is going to be December 1 through January 2nd. You're also going to have a few hyperlinks, and they are going to be noted with the blue text. And when you hover over it, then the underline pops up. So you're going to have the TA reporting guidance link. And we also have another reporting guidance link here for the semi-annual. Another red text, recipients are required to submit on April 30th through March and October, cumulative information through September. So we just ask you to read all of that just to make sure you're comfortable with it. And then you also have a few links for your use as well. Moving on to section 2 is where your recipient information is going to be. Again, this is my testing environment, so we did not pull all the information in here. But once you log in, we would like you to verify that this information is correct. If it is incorrect, it has any type of errors, we want you to reach out to us at the SSBCI_information at treasury.gov. We also ask you to CC your outreach manager on that correspondence just to make sure that we get everything cleared up for you. Towards the bottom, we have a contacts area. We do realize that some jurisdictions may have different people that work on an application, that work on capital reporting, that may work on technical assistance reporting. We wanted to make sure that we gave you the ability to add a contact in here for access to the portal if that person is any indifferent from anyone that has done any other process previous. And you'll see a blue page right here And this is where you can click to go over to our COVID Relief Hub to add a contact if you would like to add a contact. It opens up a separate browser, and then it gives some descriptions of account roles and user instructions. It's pretty simple. The first thing that you would need to do is you need to come over to the certification, and this it certifies that you are the person that is able to add individuals to your contacts. And you hit submit after you put your name in, and then you get a success complete certification complete. And then you come down to the designation form where you're able to add a contact. If you have a current person that's already listed here and you just want to add the TA role to them, all you just need to do is click on the pencil to edit that user and click the drop down. And you scroll down and you want to choose one of these roles. As mentioned earlier, we do have 3 different roles for the TA reporting. And the first one is going to be your authorized representative. This is the least restrictive. This is the role that can do everything inside of the portal, meaning they can view, download, upload, and submit and certify the report. The account POC has minimal restrictions. This person can do everything except for submit and certify. So this person can view, download, and upload the report inside of the portal. And then we have your account administrator. And this is the person that can view and download. You will also see that we have a prefix with all of our roles. So please make sure that you're choosing the TA prefix instead of the capital prefix. So I'm just going to add this authorized representative role to this test account. And when I hit save, you get a success up top, green banner, and you'll see that that role has been added. Similarly, if you have a new contact, you would add a new contact and you want to fill in everything that has an asterisk. And then you want to select your role after you put your email address in. And again, you hit your drop down and you want to scroll all the way down to the bottom to where you start seeing the TA roles up here. I'm going to add the authorized representative role again for this new test person. Hit add new contacts. And this one already exists. So we're going to change a little bit. And then we're going to add that new contact. You'll see a green success, and then you'll see that second contact added. We can close that, and we come back to the report. And if you hit refresh, you should see that new person added inside of your quarter report. And that's simply going back to moving on to section 3 is where you're going to be uploading your document. And we have an area up here where you can download the SF425 template. And then it starts to give some information that you want to read just to make sure that you're comfortable with everything that you see here. And again, if you have any questions, you can reach us at the SSBCI_information at Treasury Gov. And again, always CC your outreach manager. So we have 2 different uploaders. This first uploader is going to be the one that you're going to upload your filled in SF425. And you would simply click on upload files. You navigate through your computer's Explorer to find the folder that you put your SF425 in. And I double click that time and it will wait for everything and you'll get a blue done box. And once you click that, then you'll see that file uploaded to the first section. The one thing you will notice is that this was not the file name that I put in. We automatically change all of the file names to this naming convention with final_SSBCI test dash TA program. So don't be surprised if you see this final prefix showed up. We also have the additional document section. And this is where you want to upload anything Treasury needs to understand the report. And Mitch mentioned also that in section 12 of the SF 425, they talked about additional documents. Here is where you want to upload those additional documents. Same function, click upload files, select your additional documents. Again, I double clicked and I hit done, and it should show up towards the bottom. And let's see, I want to add a second document. This time I'll just click it and hit open. Both of those work the same. I'll hit done, and then you'll see that second file show in the bottom. If you have made a mistake and uploaded a incorrect file selected inside of your computer Explorer, you can come down and click that document and you can hit delete. It will delete that file, and let's say, okay, I have a different file that I want to upload, and I want to upload that file. Wait till you hit done, and then you're going to see that second file added towards the bottom. Once you have your files uploaded, we can move over to section 4. This time I'll navigate towards the bottom by clicking next. And once I click next and got to this certification page, you're going to see that the status green banner popped up, and then the status changed from not started to draft, which is expected. And this is where you are going to be entering a name into this area to certify. I typically like to copy the name over here, which is going to be you logged in, and pasting it inside of the window. I say that because this window is case and space sensitive. So if I change that to a lowercase f, and then I hit certify and submit, it should give me an error. So we just need to make sure we go back and put your name in this window exactly as it appears in the name area over here. So we are ready to submit, and we just simply click certify and submit, and you'll get a green success. You'll also notice that the status changed to submitted, and this lets you know that we, Treasury, have received your semi-annual report, and then we'll start the process of reviewing. And if we have anything that we need from you, then we will be reaching out. Let's say that we're still within the submission deadline, and you've consulted with some colleagues, and you felt that the report wasn't complete and you need to submit an updated report. You do have the ability to unsubmit your report while you're before the deadline. So while you're inside the submission window, simply hit unsubmit. It's going to ask for confirmation to unsubmit. It's going to change the status back to draft. It's going to drop you back to the download or document upload section 3. You also notice that the files have been deleted. So now you have an opportunity going back in and uploading your corrected files. Same thing, select it, double click it, hit done. And then say you had additional documents that you still wanted to upload. You'll come back and select that, either double click or select open. And that file will be shown in the table below the upload files. And if we're ready to submit again, we come back to section 4, and we want to select our name again, paste it in, and hit certify and submit. And then you'll get another green success, and then you'll see that your status is changed over to submitted. Again, this unsubmit is available during the submission window or before the deadline. And with that, that is the end of the demo, and I'm going to pass it back over to Carmen.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jay and Mitch, for providing such excellent insight into completing and submitting the semi-annual report. That was awesome. We have listed on this slide links to resources related to the reporting and to the TA program in general. We are updating these resources pretty regularly based on feedback that we receive from jurisdictions and any frequently asked questions. Additionally, if you've reviewed the resources but you still have questions, you can email us at ssbci_information@treasury.gov. If you do that, please make sure that you CC your outreach manager on all communication so that they can remain aware of what is happening with your grant. Next slide. So yes, now we have concluded our slides today. So we will open it up the floor for any questions that you may have. So please, if you have any questions, ask them now. You should be able to just unmute yourself or raise your hand. Yes, I do see a hand raised. Suzanne?
Hi there, Treasury team. This is Suzanne Perot from Michigan. Thank you so much for this presentation. Really great information. Couple of questions. One, just verifying our date where we have executed our TA agreement with Treasury is September 14th. So our first report is only going to be from September 14th through September 30th. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, that is correct. It'll just be for that like two week and a couple day period.
Perfect. And then other question related to the annual report. Do you anticipate that we will have a similar training related to the annual report? I'm just kind of thinking about some of the data pieces that we are asking our contracted TA providers to begin collecting so that we can make sure we're including it in the form that Treasury will be looking for in that annual report.
Yes, we will. We have, we still are in the process of building the portal for the Treasury or for the annual report. Once that has happened and we get it cleared and all of that fun stuff, then we will have a very similar training so that you can share with, your contractors, subcontractors, subrecipients, et cetera, the information that does need, or how the information needs to be put into the system. But it does sound great that you have used the reporting guidance to determine which data elements will be collected, because those are the data elements that we will be reporting on.
Thank you. I think we're really comfortable with that. I'm specifically thinking about how to qualify the business as steady or very small. Because I know like folks will be working on that, delivering service and then reporting. And so if there's something that we need to know, and I know like, should we look at what's happening on the capital side? So any guidance related to that piece, I think knowing sooner rather than later would be really helpful to us. And I will mute myself again. I know there's other questions here. Thanks.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for those questions. And in terms of the sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. But in terms of the submission of the report and, those data elements, we will be putting out, as much insight and training as we can to make sure that those data elements are what's getting collected. In terms of the study and VSB kind of qualification, what we have recommended for that is that you use the same methods that you're using in the capital program to certify whether or no to indicate whether or not, and to certify whether or not a business is SETI owned or VSB. So either documentation showing that the business is in a CDFI investment area, or that the person, the business owner lives in a CDFI investment area, or that SETI certification that we have provided for the capital challenge. Hope that answers your question. If it doesn't, feel free to ask again. I do see we have a question in the chat from Cheryl. Can account administrators be removed? Jay, do you want to take that one?
Sure, and I just typed the answer in, but the account administrator role can be removed. Very similar to how I just showed today. You can go back into the semi-annual report and click on that word here to get to the COVID Relief Hub, and then you can remove that role. Otherwise, you can reach out to us at ssbci_information@treasury.gov with a CC to your outreach manager, and we'll be able to help you out with that. hopefully that answered your question, Cheryl.
And I do see another, it's more of a comment from Holly, just saying that the loan system provider will customize the TA annual report for easy data collection and upload. So we'll need the template for them to work on as soon as possible. And that is definitely something that we are, we are working on. We're taking into consideration. We will try to create something that makes the reporting as easy as possible. So that is kind of what we're, it is in our preparation. It is in our plans right now to do that. It just is not yet generated or complete or cleared. So it looks like we have another question, another hand raised.
Yes, Carmen, this is Carolina Ramon with University of Georgia, SBDC here in Georgia. We are the sub-recipient of the Department of Community Affairs, so we work with Holy Hand. We are doing the technical assistant piece. So in terms of the semi-annual report, the Department of Community Affairs is the entity responsible to do it, but what is going to be our role? We will provide information to them, or are we going to have access to the portal? So when you are a subrecipient, how is going to work?
Typically speaking, the recipient themselves, so the Georgia Department, I'm not sure who the recipient is. I don't know off the top of my head, but the recipient themselves will submit the report, and the subrecipient will just be providing information to the report. For the semi-annual report, since it is it's just a financial report, essentially, what you'll be reporting on will be what has happened to the recipient's funds, not necessarily what has happened to the sub-recipient's funds, if that makes sense. So you wouldn't be reporting on how much the sub-recipients had received. You'd be reporting on how much the recipient themselves had received. Does that kind of answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Of course. Let's see, did we have any other questions? Okay, well, we'll take the silence as a no and give you guys about 15 minutes back. But thank you again for attending the training today. We will distribute the materials later in the week. And if you have any additional questions, as I said before, feel free to reach out to the ssbci_information@treasury.gov email, and we will get back to you with, whatever we find in response to your question. So thanks so much, and have a great rest of your Tuesday.